what up?
What's up, man?
All right, so we got Alex Russell, Chucktown Acres here in Charleston here. And Alex has been gracious enough to, lend his time. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, to tell us a little bit about what you're doing on your farm and help maybe inspire some new farmers on what they can do. We've known each other for a couple years now.
Yeah.
We moved down and
Yep.
you got your farm going, things have been going well. So I guess tell everybody a little bit about what you do.
Okay. So we run a regenerative farm here in Charleston. We do grass-fed beef, forest-raised pork, pastured chicken, and pastured eggs. We also do Thanksgiving turkeys as well. All pasture-based stuff, all regenerative, animals, movement, the whole 9 yards. We have an online store where we sell all of our products. And we are in the home delivery world right now, which is a whole thing in and of itself.
Yeah.
So, but it's got us a lot of customers really fast. So, yeah, so there's a lot to that too. But yeah, we just started 3 years ago. Yep.
And what, I guess, touching on the regenerative part, what is that? I think a lot of people define regenerative agriculture different ways.
Yeah.
What does regenerative agriculture mean to you?
Basically, the most simple way that I can put it is it's raising food in a way that's good for the soil.
Okay.
And so what we do builds soil. It benefits the microbiology within the soil. Every year that we do this, we grow better grass on the same pastures without having to add in a bunch of inputs from other places, whether it be fertilizers or compost. We don't add any stuff like that. We just run animals in with a movement pattern on the same place, and it gets better and better every year.
Yeah.
I describe most of agriculture in America, especially as conventional or industrial. It's degenerative. It makes things worse the more you do it. Then we also have a small space in our agricultural world that is sustainable, which I basically put as like, you could keep doing these things over and over again. Maybe pasture-raised beef that they feed a little bit of grain. Outdoor chickens, but they're not moving. Or you got vegetables in that space. And so you can do sustainable agriculture for a long time, but it doesn't necessarily make things better, where that's what makes regenerative separate, is that regenerative is like a super boost to your soil life, to the lives of the animals, and then the food also has higher nutrient densities and is also better for you as a person to eat.
Yeah, no, I like that. Like the sustainable thing is like, you can sustain a lot of things for a period of time, right?
Yeah.
You can sprint
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna last forever, right?
Exactly.
So you gotta do better than just sustain.
Yes, right. And the amount of damage that we've done to our earth, to the soil, to our own bodies, we need regeneration now. We can't just like get some cool sustainable stuff. Like, we're so far down into the world of depletion that we have to really power pack our efforts to build back soil, and we need it across the whole country.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. What kind of regenerative techniques and strategies are you doing on the farm?
So each enterprise has its own special place in the regenerative world. With grass-fed beef, we move our cows every single day. So we're taking these cattle, we're bunching them up into tight groups, and they're gonna be grazing a small area, enough for them to eat for one day, and then we move them on to the next space. And what that does is it lets all the grass grow up, it sucks out a bunch of carbon out of the atmosphere to grow awesome grass. Cows eat it down, and it resets the carbon cycle. So instead of having cows on one big pasture their entire life, where your grass always stays this tall, we're letting our grass go through cycles of rest and recovery. And grassland has a certain period where it grows super fast, usually 6 inches to like 12 to 24 inches. It grows crazy fast in that cycle. So you're gonna be able to suck way more carbon if you can get your grass that tall. But if you continually graze, your cows are going to keep your grass about this tall all the time, and you're never going to be able to get into that rapid carbon sucking space for your grass. So that's why we pack the cows in tight. They graze it down real tight, and then their manure is more concentrated as well. Then we move them onto a new space, and that area now has time to receive the nutrients in the manure, and it also has time to get rest and grow back. So that's with the cattle, with the chickens and the turkeys and all of the poultry. We have these big mobile chicken coops that we do the same thing. The chickens eat lots of grass, they eat the bugs, they put their manure down, and then we move them off, and that land gets to be fertilized by the manure. And then with the pigs, we move our pigs around in paddocks the same way that we do the chickens and the cows, but the pigs are going to be eating brush, thorn bushes, blackberries. I mean, they're basically bulldozers that clear nasty, brushy spaces. Then we move them off that space, and beautiful green grass comes up where that was. So we're taking, with the pigs, we're taking like crazy overgrown areas and turning them into like a savanna, silvopasture kind of space instead.
Yeah.
So if what we're doing isn't making the space better, we don't want to be doing it. We want to be able to be constantly improving what we're doing with the way we raise our animals.
That's great. Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head. Basically, it all comes down to movement, right? You got a bunch of animals in a small space, and they make a big impact, and then you move them.
Yep.
Allow that land to rest, allow that grass to recover, allow that environment to absorb those nutrients and grow back even faster and stronger and healthier than it was before.
Yeah.
Before you bring them back in.
Yeah, that's the model, and it works for every animal type.
Yep.
I mean, you could have guineas and rabbits, or you could have cows and pigs and chickens, and it works. Animals in nature move around. They don't sit in one space, and for some reason American agriculture has turned into an ideal where we just keep animals in one space their entire life, and it's completely unnatural, and it's degenerative, and it's
a lot of times on concrete.
Concrete. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not where they belong, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, and then you end up with products that aren't good for people to eat, and people are more sick than ever before, and I think it's directly related to the way we grow our food.
Sure.
So
and when you got 1,000 animals in a confined space with no fresh air indoors, right? I mean, that's going to breed disease and viruses and everything else, right? So it's not good for the animals.